I've done strict carnivore for 8 months. I don't feel bad, but I feel better when I ate a so-called balanced diet. Since starting carnivore, I also feel like I have seasonal allergies. Interesting. Most people actually improve their allergies quite a lot. I mean, my asthma basically went away, and my allergies improved dramatically. But a lot of people find that as well. But the thing is that if you're sort of 8 months into it, you've certainly gone through the adaptation period, should be keto adapted, all that stuff, and gotten all this junk out of your system. You sort of have to ask yourself, you have to sort of do a bit of a deep dive, which is hard to do, with these sorts of things. But, are you really strict? I mean, because a lot of people, they'll be doing carnivore, and what they think of carnivore is that they're just eating a lot of meat and a lot more meat. Now you're saying you're strict carnivore, but does that mean you've eliminated everything, even artificial sweeteners? Because that's a big one. Dairy, people seem to have a problem with that sometimes as well. Are you eating enough fat? Are you getting 1 to 2 grams of fat per 1 gram of protein? If you're sort of on the lower end of that, maybe increase that up. Try to get more of that 2 grams of fat to 1 gram of protein, maybe even a little bit more. Try to eat as much fat as your body can tolerate before you start getting loose stools. If you're drinking coffee, cut it out. Those sorts of things. And the other thing is, if you're doing all that, let's assume that you are. If you're not, do it. But let's say you are, and you're still sort of not feeling as well as you would otherwise, there's probably something going on with your blood work. Hey guys, just want to take a second to thank our sponsor at Carnivore Bar. I don't promote many products because honestly, all you need to be healthy is to just eat meat. For those times that you're out hiking, road tripping, or stuck at work and you want a nutritious snack that is just meat, fat, and salt if you want it, the Carnivore Bar is a great option. So I like this product not because it's just pure meat, but also because I want the carnivore market to thrive as well. And the more we support meat-only products, the more meat-only products there will be available in the mainstream. So if this sounds like something you'd like to get behind, check it out using my discount code Anthony to get 10% off, which also applies to subscriptions, giving you 25% off total. All right, thanks guys. Are you eating organs? Are you eating too many organs? You can get a buildup of fat-soluble vitamins such as vitamin A. You can, different metals like copper are quite abundant, especially in beef liver. And so those can build up and be a problem as well. Most people are low on those things, so it's usually not a problem for a while. But if you're eating too much of this stuff, more than a couple ounces a few days a week, that can be a problem. Try to think of this in proportion of the animal that you're eating. You have a whole big cow or a buffalo or something like that. If you took out in the wild, okay, sure. Are you going to eat nose to tail? Probably. Not everyone did though. The Inuit didn't always do that because it's sort of they're eating seals, which are eating they're predators. So actually, you can get too much of this stuff built up in their organs. So they actually didn't. They fed that to their dogs. But if you are going to eat the organs, just remember that this should be in proportion with the animal. You take out a buffalo, that's got enough meat on it to last you as an individual for 2 years. And it's got 1 liver, it's got 1 heart, 2 kidneys, right? So they're big livers, big heart, but still it's just one of them, right? So you need to sort of try to keep that in proportion if we are trying to live nose to tail and eating naturally. So just keep that in mind as well. And I would check your blood work, and remember that the nutritional profile is the average. The reference ranges that they use are averages. So all labs across the world just use an average. So the average people that comes in, they just renorm the average. They renorm their reference ranges every few years, and so the first few thousand people that walk in the door, that becomes the average, or that becomes the reference range, right? So, but most people are sick now. Most people are malnourished. Most people are doing a plant-based diet. So, fat soluble, the meat-only nutrients like vitamin D3, K2, B12, DHA, EPA, these sorts of things, creatinine, carnitine, choline, all those sorts of things. You're testing this on a vegetarian populace, and then you're averaging it, and then so you get an average of a vegetarian, because 80% of the calories consumed in America and the Western world are plant-based. Most of them are processed plants, so it's even more deficient in nutrients. But no plants have B12 or D3 or K2 or DHA or EPA, etc. And so all of those things are going to be low. And so the reference range is an average of a deficient population. So you don't want to use that. You want to be on the high end of normal, if not slightly above that, depending on the reference range, depending on the nutrient. So it could be that you check your nutrients and everything's fine, which means things are not fine because you're fine as compared to a sick, unhealthy, and malnourished population. So you want to try to get your bloods tested with someone who understands proper reference ranges, because there have been studies that actually look at optimal reference ranges. And there could be some sort of hormonal issue, some sort of a thyroid issue or whatever, something there. But from what I've seen, people that are still struggling after 8 months or so, some people just have a long sort of adaptation, but that's rare. It's very rare. Most of the time there's something deficient in their nutrients, and that they're just not absorbing things, and that this is much more apparent that you've gotten rid of all the other background noise. And so I would check that out. Get worse, but definitely pasture raised is what you want to do, because they're not being, they're not going to be fed as much of this garbage. They're at least out on grass where they have